In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at the EGO Solar Charger adapter that you can use to charge up your EGO Power Station batteries instead of using your wall outlet by using solar panels like this one right behind me. I'm going to show you what comes with it, set it all up, run some tests, and let's have some fun up next. Hey everyone, my name is Jeff, and today I want to talk to you guys about the EGO Solar Charger adapter. And this little guy is really cool because it allows you to charge up your EGO batteries that can be used in the EGO Power Station. You can use the batteries for all of your EGO Power tools, as well as use the batteries in this power station to power different appliances, things like that. If you might be remote going out camping somewhere, or if you've got a power outage at your house using the EGO Power Station. And if you haven't yet checked out the EGO Power Station video review that I did, there'll be a link popping up here or down in the video description where we used this thing for 65 hours while we were without power. And I'll tell you the good things, the bad things about this in that video, so be sure to watch that as well. But today I want to show you how you can charge these batteries up and power this power station instead of using your wall charger, using this solar charger. So what I want to do first is show you the unboxing of the solar charging adapter, as well as the 100-watt Renogy solar panel, which is what is recommended on EGO's website to be used with the Power Station Plus. I also plan on mounting this thing to my roof at some point, so I also bought a solar panel mounting kit. So real quickly, I'm going to show you what comes with all of these different products. And if you're thinking this is something you want to do as well, I will leave links down in this video description so you can click on over and see all the information about them for yourself. So here we've got our Renogy high quality premium solar module. This is the 100-watt panel. Let's go ahead and open this up. So this is the RSP100D, and max power is at 100 watts. And then we've got the rest of our information. And here's a good look at what comes on the back of the panel. Also want to show you that on the back of these panels you also have holes that are easy for using a mounting kit if you're going to mount this somewhere. Let's take a quick look at what comes with the Renogy mounting kit for the solar panel. You get all of your different mounting plates and then hardware that you can use to fasten this to wherever you want to mount your solar panel. All right, so this is the solar charging adapter that you can use with your EGO Power Station. This solar charging adapter, which will be linked down in the video description, this is the CH1800. And let's open this up so you can see what comes with it. So included, you do get some connector cables. We have our instructions. And then this guy right here is what makes it possible to charge the EGO Power Station using solar. On one end we have this port, and we'll just kind of flip this around. On the other end we've got our other port, and we have some indicator lights, a red and a green. And there's a little bit of weight to this. This is going to sit on top of the unit, and we will take a look at that next. There is nothing else included in the box. So the brick that came with your power station has a regular outlet plug that you are gonna typically plug right in somewhere at your house to go ahead and charge this up. This charger is actually connected to your EGO Power Station by this electrical cable right here. It's like a 2-foot, very thick cable that's got the fun port on the end of it. You will still need this cable, so don't disconnect this, but disconnect the regular charger from your EGO Power Station. So right on the top of the power station, you can just lay this charger, and then what you are essentially going to do is plug in that black power cable onto your, I'm going to put it underneath here because it just sits a little bit nicer, into your solar charger base. And then it sits nicely in the groove that's on the top of this power station. So this is a 56 volt solar charger adapter. Actually, I'll put both of these side by side so you can just take a quick look at the readouts that are on them. But now, once we have this hooked up to the power station, on the other end of this brick is going to be the connector here for my solar cables with, I believe these are the MC4 connectors on the ends. This one end of the cable just pops into the brick like so. And then we have our other ends here that are going to connect to our solar panel. And so with my cables coming out of the EGO Power Station brick, essentially I'm going to connect these into the cables coming off the solar panel. Now they are set so you really can't screw them up. You got a positive and a negative. You can't plug them in the wrong way. This one's only going to go into here. Now with these MC4 connectors, they have these little clips on them. So they are kind of a pain to get back out. I'm going to plug this in, and it makes a good connection. There's a little click. I will do this other one. So we'll just kind of connect this. Make sure it clicks all the way. All right, and now those are connected. So with the cables connected, if you have to disconnect these clips, you got to push on them with both fingers and then kind of shimmy it back and forth to get the plug out. Sometimes it works pretty easy like that. Sometimes it can be difficult. I found that using a flathead screwdriver and just kind of pressing down on the sides will also help to shimmy these out. Now there's an MC4 tool that apparently you can just slide right in and makes it real easy to just disconnect. I'm ordering one of those to help me, and I'll put a link down in the video description if you want to check out that tool to make it easier to disconnect these. Now, I plan on putting this panel on my roof, and I might be putting this in my shed, or putting this on top of my shed, so I am going to need some extra cables. I was able to find some extensions. This is 20 feet, which should get it all the way from the roof down to where I'm going to be putting whatever system I'm using to grab all the power. And extensions, I'll also link to these down in the video description if you're in need of those. But essentially from this point, we are all connected up. Let's go outside. And real quick, as we do in all the videos on this channel, I've hidden Tinker. Tinker is our little hidden robot. He looks just like this guy on my shirt, and he briefly pops up in all the videos on this channel, including this video. He's going to pop up somewhere if you are the first person to spot Tinker. Take note of the timestamp. That's the amount of time into this video that you spotted him popping up, and you might be like Lucy Nielsen, one of our recent viewers who found Tinker in one of our recent videos, and now I'm giving him a shout out in this video, and I've also added his name to our Tinker Forward Hall of Fame page, which you can check out in our video link description. Keep your eye out for Tinker. So this is the 100 watt solar panel, and I've got it hooked up to the EGO Power Station. A couple of things I'll show you. So coming out of the back of the solar panel, we've got our two cables. Those cables are plugged into the connector that came with the solar power adapter from EGO, and I have that sitting right on top. From that point, this is connected into the side, and once I plugged it all in and connected everything, it automatically started charging. It's got a flashing green light indicator that's on the side, and that is just slowly flashing, letting me know that everything's good. The red light would be on if there were any problems. Now from this point, it just started charging, and I do have my phone, and you can see here with the app open, I started charging this at 6:45 this morning, and here we are just a little over an hour later, and you can see that we are at 46%. Now the battery was drained or as close to zero as possible. So I'm estimating it's going to take right around 3 hours, just a little over 3 hours to charge. This is a 5 amp hour battery that I've got plugged in actually on the other side of the unit. You can see it charging right there. So a pretty, definitely not a super fast system. Now granted, this is only a 100 watt panel. This thing will take an input from my calcs of up to 180 watts. So I suppose I could have gotten a solar panel that would soak up a little bit more power quicker, but I think for the price at this point, this seemed to be the best option. So I'm going to check in after about the 3 hours to see how close to fully charged we are with the battery. So I did want to mention there's really not a cloud in the sky this morning. It's pretty optimal charging conditions, so I'll continue to monitor the status of how this charges. So we're back and it is 10:45, and I do want to just show you here that battery number 1 in the center of the screen is at 100%. This little dial, the speedometer there, just kind of shows the full capacity charge capability of the Nexus Power Station. I only have one battery currently in. You'll see the other battery slots below don't currently have a battery. The one that I have charging, or the one that I charged up, is that 5 amp hour battery. I do have 2 other 7.5 amp hour batteries. I also kind of adjusted the solar panel so that it wasn't quite angled as much, because now the sun is much higher in the sky, being almost 11 a.m. So I am gonna say what I noticed when this was charging, it hung around at 88% for this battery for quite a while, and then it just seemed to jump from 88% on the app that I was using up to 100. This is the oldest battery out of the 3 that I have. This battery is now several years old, so I don't know if it's really charging up to 100% or if it was just hanging around that 88%. It hung at that 88% shortly after about 10:15, so that would put it 6:45 to 7:45 to 8:45 to 9:45. Like 3.5 hours with a real nice sunny day to fully charge up that 5 amp hour battery using the system. That would be what I would consider to be a pretty good estimate. So it's 11:30 a.m. I am going to be charging one of the newer batteries that we have. This is a bigger 7.5 amp hour battery. I wore the battery down until it was completely unusable, so I thought it was dead at 0%. When I started the solar charging and booted up the app, you'll see on the app here, it is the only battery that is on the charger. Let me get this in focus. There we go. You can see that it's there. Now the battery itself actually has 9%, and it's showing that it's going to take a little over 5 hours. So 5 hours from now would be roughly around 4:30 to fully charge up that 7.5 amp hour battery. We'll come back and take a look. So it is 4:30 and I'm back outside. I actually had to move the panel further to the edge of the picnic table because the sun has gone so far over into the west that the shade is kicking in and it's losing its charging. But the unit is technically still charging. A couple of interesting things that I wanted to note. So if I go ahead and power on the screen, it shows you, a little hard to see, but it does say that it's charging. It actually says charging complete. So with the charging complete on my phone, I can't even get it to connect back to Bluetooth. I've been trying and it won't connect up to show me the status. If I go to the battery, one of the newer batteries here, and I tap on this, it shows you how full it is. The battery is fully charged. So we are right at 4:30. We started at 11:30, so 5 hours to charge up. This was a 7.5 amp hour battery. Something else that's interesting, so I unplugged the solar charger. So right now the power station just has the one battery in it. You can see it's fully charged. When I go to press the power on, it no longer says charging because it's in power mode, because this has no pass-through power. On my phone, I try to connect through, say, Bluetooth again. Now it'll show me all the information as far as showing me battery number 2. Now, here's the interesting thing. It's showing me that actually the battery is charged to what looks to be 86%. So not a full charge. That was after 5 hours of charging. So something I noticed was when I checked it 20 minutes ago, right around the 4 o'clock hour, it was still at 86%. So I don't know if that's just because the sun had gotten to a point where it was no longer charging using the solar panel for the day. Now I know with the previous battery, it also seemed to get stuck right around that 88% as far as charging, and then it actually jumped up at some point to 100. So again, this is a newer battery, probably not even a year old. I don't know if it's degraded and it'll only charge up to that 86%. I suppose I could plug this into power inside our house and see if that would get it up to 100%. But with both batteries, I'm noticing that when it shows full charge with this little meter right here for this battery, it's really only showing me in the app that it's charged to 86%. The other older battery that I had, it had said it was fully charged and it was showing it around 88%, and then in the app it jumped suddenly to 100%. And take a quick second, smash that like button if you're finding the information in this video helpful. Maybe it's helping you make a decision on whether to purchase some of this stuff or not. But I do put a lot of work and time into these videos, and smashing that like button lets me know you care. So I'm interested to see what the charging rates are comparing charging these batteries up using solar versus plugging them in regular at my house. So I'm going to be timing both of those, and we're going to do a comparison here just because I think it's interesting. We are doing a charging test for the 5 amp hour battery on the power station plugged into the 120 volt charger through my power wall. It says here it'll take roughly 2.5 hours. It is currently 6:15, so hopefully by 8:45 we should be charged up. So time check, it is 8:40. Our 5 amp hour battery has finished charging. Started it at 6:15 this morning, so just under 2.5 hours using the power station plugged into a regular wall outlet to charge up the 5 amp hour battery. I am charging a 7.5 amp hour battery. It is dead, or I'm charging it from where it was completely out of juice. You can tell because it just has one flashing tick mark going all the way around. According to the power station, it says here that it's going to take just under 4 hours. So with it being 6 o'clock, this should be done charging somewhere around 10 o'clock this evening. Okay, so it is 9:33 p.m. and I did just get the charging complete message on the power station. So the 7.5 amp hour battery is showing that it's completely full. Now it was hanging around where it had just a couple of percent where it still needed to go. Very similar to the solar charging, but under 10 hours, so this, or under 10 o'clock here, so this actually took like 3.5 hours to charge up the 7.5 amp hour battery. Now I've also got one of these rapid chargers, and I just want to do a quick test comparison for you. So this is the 5 amp hour battery. Again, I've decharged it down to where it wouldn't activate either the power station, I couldn't use it anymore, or power tool. So it's sitting somewhere around 12%. I'm going to pop it on the rapid charger, and we're going to test this. So it is 9:45, and we're going to see how long it takes this rapid charger to charge up this 5 amp hour battery back up to 100%. So it is 10:20 and we just hit all lights solid green. This battery is charged at 100%, so started it at 9:45. We're looking at 35 minutes to fully charge the 5 amp hour battery using the rapid charger. So I've got a drained 7.5 amp hour battery. We're going to do a charge test on the rapid charger to see how long this takes. It's currently 6:15 a.m. Right around 7:21, and our 7.5 amp hour battery fully charged on our rapid charger. Just over an hour to charge this up, much faster than charging this on the power station, even plugged into the 120 volt wall adapter, and then significantly faster than charging using solar. So using the rapid charger, definitely the way to get these batteries charged up. But if you don't have access to power, using that solar option for the power station, significantly slower in charging up these batteries, but it does definitely get it done. So let's talk about pricing. So pricing for all of this stuff, let's say you've already got other EGO tools and products, and you've already got batteries from those particular pieces of tools, and really what you're looking for is just the solar charger adapter. The investment for the solar charger adapter is going to be right around $150. That's what I paid at the time of recording this video. That gets you this as well as the cables. Now you're probably also going to need some solar panels or a solar panel. I purchased the Renogy 100-watt panel, and this was priced around $115. And then I'm mounting this on my roof, and I need to run extensions down to that, so about another $30 for the extensions. So $150, and then between the solar panel and the extensions, about another $150. Looking at a $300 investment to convert this power station to be able to charge by solar. Now, if you don't have the power station and this is another system you're looking to get, but you've got EGO products, the power station itself is right around $499 bare bones. That does not get you any of the batteries. So if you just need to purchase the power station, the solar converter, and the panels, you're probably looking at a system that's going to cost you right around $1,000, but that gets you going and that will charge up your EGO batteries. The batteries, unfortunately, are not cheap at all. The 5 amp hour battery, which is what I have here, is somewhere in the range of $250 to $275 per battery. And then if you're going to the 7.5 amp hour batteries, those are somewhere around $370. They do make a 10 amp hour battery, and you're going to fall over if you see the price of that. So depending on how many batteries you want, if you don't already own those batteries, it's going to get expensive very quickly. But if you like the EGO products and you're buying the tools that already come with the batteries, that may be a good way to kind of build up your collection of batteries, making it more affordable and giving you more value for your money while giving you batteries for this system. So my final thoughts on using this whole solar setup for this system: I do think for just the additional $300, the ability that you get now to charge up these batteries using solar, if you're out camping, if you're in the middle of nowhere and you're working and you need some sort of power, this is an option for you. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to charge these batteries up that quickly. I mean, it takes several hours just to charge up one battery, and depending on what you're using it for, if it's going to deplete that fairly quickly, or if you are in an emergency situation and you're looking for backup capabilities, this is probably not going to get it done for you. If you've got a plan where you're going to use the panel during the day to charge up the batteries and use that power at night to power maybe a portable sound system or camp lighting that you have set up, RV power, things like that, then the solution might make more sense. So you do have to ask yourself what you are planning on using this for. Now, I know there's other solar systems that are out there that are probably going to be more efficient. I think where this makes the most sense is if you like the EGO brand products, if you've already got the tools and you've already got batteries, this is a good way to make use of that system and go solar with it. So I'm interested to know, what are your thoughts about the EGO solar charging adapter for the EGO Power Station? Is this something that you're considering doing to charge up some of your batteries? Where would you use this application? What are your questions? What are your thoughts? Is this a great way to go with solar, or would you recommend other options? Let me know down in the comments section below. And hey, I have all sorts of other cool videos coming out. I plan on doing more with solar. I don't know if I should, would you guys be interested in seeing me purchase a second solar panel to see how much faster this would charge up these batteries? I have quite a few other EGO products that I've done reviews on and stuff, so if you guys are interested in EGO products, you'll want to check out some of those videos. Those will also be linked down in this video description. And sneak peek, so I have bought a robot lawnmower that is cutting my lawn, and my goal here is to completely charge the thing up on a regular basis using some sort of solar power technology. May or may not be using the EGO system, but I plan on doing all sorts of videos on that and that process. So if you haven't yet subscribed, you might want to hit that subscribe button, little notification bell, sneak peek. Those videos are going to be coming out very soon. And hey, by the time you're watching this, maybe I've already made those videos. You'll be able to check those out, as I'll try and link those down below as well. All sorts of tech reviews on this channel. I love going through all this stuff. I love having you guys come along with me. My name is Jeff. As always, I appreciate you watching. Be sure to make every day awesome, and I will see you in the next video.